Oxfordshire cream, that. Look at that. Not a fucking mark on it. Now that is a carp. But I think you'll catch more on boilies all year than what you will on tigers. Say we just relentlessly fish boilies all year, I think you will pick up more carp, but it's just the fact that tench love them just as much as what carp do, so sometimes you can't win, you've just got to fight through them. But
yeah, I think it was R7 when the bite come, and it was a completely different animal to some of the others. I mean, like most of the other bites had like pulled up tight and plugged in the weed to the right hand side of the spot, but this thing's pulled up tight, pulled off the rest. I could just see the braid cutting up in the water like that, and as soon as I picked up into it, just instantly got almost like I had to give it line, and it's gone straight in the weed, and I thought, I'm not even trying to pull that. And then that's when your heart goes in your mouth, and I just tease my way towards it. And I tell you what, as soon as I've netted that, that is one of the most surreal experiences I've ever had as a carp angler, that. Sweet. That's what I mean. I'll probably get this one out first, and then I've got to do a load of gardening there, so it makes sense to get that one out first. And say if I do go out there, there's carp out there, they probably will push into that zone a bit more, won't they? Just the old hinge, good to go. Pretty sure that was a carp though, that. No birds come up there, the bird's diving off to the left hand side as well, so I'm sure that was, and that's not a million miles away, that. Say if I'm casting, I always put a boilie on, but say if I'm dropping out in the pond, I seem to always put a tiger nut upbait on, because I just think you can leave rods in for longer periods of time without getting a tench. But say if I was to go out there, boat out there, drop a boilie out there, you can almost guarantee by the time I come back to the bank, it's gone in your hand almost, so yeah. But I think you'll catch more on boilies all year than what you will on tigers. Say we just relentlessly fish boilies all year, I think you will pick up more carp, but it's just the fact that tench love them just as much as what carp do, so sometimes you can't win, you've just got to fight through them. But you just literally do not know you're there. It's like drifting over them in a feather rather than drifting over them in a big vessel. Bucket full of nuts, tigers, whatever. Well, I don't think you can beat the attractiveness of boilie. They are on me like nobody else. That's so much better than little bait screws rather than flossing them on. It's just speed more than anything. Lovely stuff. I think the first time I heard about Linch Hill was in 2015, I think. I mean, like, obviously being a northwest lad, I mean the stock on Christchurch is absolutely unbelievable. Like say if you used to compare that lake to some of the lakes back home, it's shocking really. Like the density of big carp in that lake compared to like some of the waters back home, it's crazy really. I mean, I think it's only like 7-8 acres, something like that, and I think the first time I come down, I think it had 15-40 pounders in, which as a northwest lad really, it is a crazy thought, because I bet there's not even that many 40 pounders in the northwest, so to be all crammed in one lake and them all look so well, I mean, yeah, you just couldn't struggle for motivation really. You just go down that bottom bank where the reeds are, like in between Point and 10 on a sunny day, and you just get up a tree, and yeah, it's mind-blowing really. I mean, just like one of them carp really to make your season, especially being a northerner. I mean, literally just like even just something like the 30s and like 20-pound scalies in there, you literally do 4 years back home for them. So yeah, you just couldn't struggle for motivation. I mean, I first started getting down, the first trip I did was in 2016. Come down in spring and just fish hard and just sort of do a week down here, and it was mint really. It's one of them, you could just never struggle for motivation in a place like that. There's just that many big carp in there. It's just, yeah, there's always chances around the pond as well, so it weren't like you were just sitting there and camping. But yeah, it was completely different to what I'd done back home, to be honest. Like I thought I was going to come down there that trip and just literally just leather singles as You know what I mean, it's like areas where I've seen carp, but it definitely weren't that way. I mean, Church is one of them lakes, it's real tricky, and you almost need to like put your best outfit out there and hope they come over in the mornings, whereas like I weren't really used to that, to be honest, so it sharpened you up in terms of that, like the old wrap sticks and that, like that was completely new to me before I come down to Oxford, to be honest with you. One thing that was really apparent though on Church was like the shoals to bite conversions. It was absolutely crazy really. Like say back home if you see carp clatter out in an area and you get a rig on it, chances are you've got a good chance of catching, whereas over on there it was the bipolar opposite, to be honest. For the amount of carp in there really, it should really be a runs water, but it is far from that, Church. They've literally seen it all over the years. Seen it all by some of the best anglers in the country, so yeah, incredibly pressured carp and completely different to what I was used to back home, to be honest. But yeah, so that's all me and my mate used to do, to be fair. We used to drive down in spring and just do a week and fish hard, but I mean the drives down here was absolutely electric. We've always got tunes on, always buzzing going down the M6, and massive, yeah, just always a massive buzz. You're just always a bit anxious about where he was going to get and where the carp were going to be and that.